Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Chris and Tammy here. We are hosting an amazing session here this morning. We're very excited because we have our executive team with us today. And we have Joel and Eve Terrien. And we really want to share with you their experience and what they're witnessing traveling around the world, just coming back from Accra, Ghana. But we're really excited. Tammy, what are your thoughts before we begin?
Yeah, we're just really thrilled that you had that experience because we've been traveling worldwide through the network marketing space for many years. And it's beautiful. The world is absolutely beautiful. You don't know until you go there, right? And then you're there and you're actually meeting them live. And it's like seeing family. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. So Joel and Eve, we want to welcome you to our Saturday session this morning. Really appreciate you.
Thanks
so
for
much.
having us.
Good morning,
We're super excited. We're always excited, but it's one more level up at this point now.
Wonderful. And I just would love to acknowledge some of the folks that are here bright and early. We have here Mundial Loro from Argentina. Welcome. Great to see you here. MC from Texas, just around the corner from the office. Great to see you here. We have Marvin from Vegas, I believe. Great to see you here. We have Bakshi from Bangladesh. Welcome. We have Bruce from Yulee, Florida. We have here Manso. You guys, sometime with your channel names, I'm having a hard time. We have Menshibole B. Welcome from South Africa. Great to see you. We have Fred here from Florida. We have Barbara Ann. Great to see you, Barbara Ann, from Port Stanley, Canada. We have Sylvie. Bonjour, Sylvie. Great to see you here. We have here Abadou. Great to see you here. We have Wally from Arkansas. And we have Perry. Hey, Perry from Tampa. How are you? Nice to see you. We're going to see you soon.
Yeah, we're going to see you soon.
Let's see here. We have Sean. We have Shurgira. Great to see you here. And I apologize if I'm sabotaging your name. Understand that it's coming from my French side. Really do appreciate that. Hey, Dr. Kiwi. Great to see you here. Looking forward to really a lot of great things coming from you and your team. Let's see here. We can go on and on here, folks. Listen, we really do appreciate you. And so we have actually 5 questions and a bonus question at the end here that I believe will really get you to see the big picture with gotbackup, where we're going, what is going on right now. So, Tammy, I'm going to start with the first question. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Okay. So now, before I begin, Joel and Eve, is there anything else that you guys want to add before I start with the question, or should I just start with the question?
No, it was such a wonderful event. I mean, even Eve spoke on stage, so I was very proud of her over there and stuff. And the one thing that I was really blessed is that she came with me, because you get home and you get so excited and you're like, you have so many amazing people behind you and you're bragging, but until you're there in person, like you said, Tammy, until you're traveling the world and feel the vibe. So I want to thank her again for coming with us, because I know leaving the dogs was a really big deal.
And you have to come to Florida. You got to leave the dogs again.
She will. This time she will. Thankfully, nothing happened to the dogs while we were away, so it was good positive reinforcement.
I'm a little bit too obsessed with my dogs, but yeah, just let me know from the very minute we landed in Accra to the very last minute we took off from Accra. It was an amazing experience, and yes, I can't thank Joel enough for inviting me to go with him there, because meeting those incredible people in person, you never get the same vibe when you are chatting and there's a screen between you two, right? But when you see people in person, I was just amazed how gorgeous, beautiful inside and out they are, with amazing hearts, with so driven. Like we are blessed and grateful to have those people with us on board.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In fact, it kind of leads me to our first question is, you both just returned from an incredible trip in Ghana, and there were multiple leaders that we recognize. And what did you see that there is that confirms that gotbackup isn't just growing, but it's becoming a truly global movement? Either you or Eve or Joel can answer.
I'll let Eve answer that first, because go ahead, dear.
Well, first of all, I was like, we had guests. So so our event was in Ghana, in Accra, but we had guests from Nigeria. So people from Nigeria, we flying to Ghana. That really stunned me, because people take their time, whatever they were doing at home, just left all behind. They booked the flight, they booked the hotel, and they just came to see us. That moved me very much. Also, many people to the event were traveling like 9 hours by cars, by buses. It just tells you that we are doing something right, because if people are willing to travel by bus 9 hours just to see us, to see like us in person, that tells you a lot. That tells you a lot that people really see our vision. They believe in our great product, right? And we are, and that warms my heart, because it seems like, okay, we are doing something right? Because if people believe in us, then we are truly doing something right.
Exactly.
Really agree with that. Joel, is there any point you want to add to this?
Yeah, on top of what Eve said, when you go there and you see that people, like, it's 110% belief in the product or service. Like, they see that data is where everything's going. There's not even like a small inclination that they shouldn't be doing it. And when you see that type of uber confidence, that vibe coming from people, it motivates us equally as much. And really, that's the difference. Obviously, thank you to the two of you who brought in some key leaders there, like Dr. Koa, Dr. Dorothy, Solomon, Jacob. So I could name off so many people, but that's the main difference that I saw. Every single one of the leadership that were there were 100,000% and believe in the product. And because they believe in it 100%, they're taking massive action. Like, we were there, and Eve was blessed, and I mean, the way we were treated, were like royalty and celebrities. So they got this makeup girl for Eve, which was very, very nice, because they're like, our queen cannot go on stage without professional makeup. Just that's the way they treated us. And guess what? Because of the belief and the enthusiasm and the vibe that's going on, that makeup girl is now a member of Gotbackup, because they're like, when you see that type of vibe and energy and like 100% confidence, people are like, I am not going to miss this train. Like, obviously these people are going forward fast. Obviously, if I don't jump on board, I'm going to miss out. And it's that overwhelming confidence that they exude that just magnetically gets everybody. And the other thing that really I took home is like the relationships that they built. Like, I think some of the missing components and people that aren't seeing the duplication is because they don't develop that key relationship and friendship with the people that they're sponsoring, and that's what I learned from you, Chris and Tammy. Every single person that you sponsor, you're spending probably a minimum of a couple of hours with each individual, irrespective of their knowledge, irrespective of their talent online. And when you develop that relationship, right, that's when the retention and the community builds. So the community there is extremely strong, because they talk to each other on a daily basis. They show up for each other every Sunday at the physical meetings at the hotel that they're doing it at. And that's where I saw, like, I'm on board with them 1,000%. So the next goal, we had roughly almost 800 people there, is to fill the theater there, which holds 4,000 people. And no doubt in my mind, we'll be doing it.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. We know.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. I mean, Tammy and I had the experience in working within many of the West African market, the East African market, the South African market. At one point, we were calling Africa as a sleeping giant that has awoken. And for those of you that are North Americans, don't feel that you can't do what's going on in Africa. It's all about mindset. It's all about the level of belief that you have with what we have here. And that's really the purpose of this call this morning, is to get you to understand and see the big picture, because this is big, but it's from your point of view, it's only going to be as big as you see it. And that's the reason why we want to help you evolve in the belief that this could be absolutely monstrous. When I say on positive side of the word, when it comes to your income opportunity and as a product to share with your social network. So, Tammy, do you want to go with the second question?
Yeah, and in the last 2.5 years now, we're seeing it. We're seeing the momentum happening with the income, with the lifestyle. Specifically in Ghana and some other parts of the world as well. And so from your perspective, what makes our business model unique and stable for the future proof of today's economy? Because today's economy is tough.
Well, ladies first again. Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, first of all, it's the product, right? Because, and of course, the price point, right? Mm-hmm. So you would think that gotbackup is like, we are truly like a consumer-based product, right? Either you are like just 18 or you are like 80. If you own one of these or PC, which 90% of this planet do own, right? Of people, you need this product. So having the right product that every single soul on this planet needs, this will keep us in business. And from this point, we'll be only growing. So this is right product and right price point, right? Like, as Joel always compares it to margarita, I don't know, for some reason, but anyway, the $9.97, like margarita here in Texas is $15, all right? So if you want to go out with your spouse or your girlfriend or whatever, and you want to have a drink, that will cost you, one margarita will cost you $15. So our product is $9.97 a month. It gives you 6 terabytes of space.
Brilliant.
Yeah, for me, you know what really, I mean, many things hit home. I could speak for hours and hours and hours. I'm so pumped up. But I had an aha moment there where, you know, we talk about it being global. We talk about having zero resistance with the product. And what I mean by that, you could, you know, present it to your neighbor and sell it to your neighbor as easily as you can sell it anywhere in the world. And, you know, here we are in 162 countries around the world. And, you know, I was thinking, man, if we had and again, no disrespect, there's a lot of great supplement companies out there, but we wouldn't be able to go global like we have with a digital product that truly everybody needs. Mm-hmm. And that's what people need to wake up to. The success leaves clues. Dropbox, 750 million users. iCloud, 1.3 billion people paying for backup now. It's 22% of the revenue. So, you know, if not for the opportunity, do people use the product and service? Yes, absolutely. There's billions on Google Drive. There's billions on iCloud. There's, you know, 750 million with Dropbox. And all we need to do is present better value, which we're doing. And we're pulling people from iCloud and Google Drive all over the place. And that's what people really need to wake up to. We're 100% in a blue ocean, guys. And it's, I just wanted to reiterate what you said, Chris. This is very doable in North America too. The challenge is people are trying to decide what opportunity is right for them. So again, guys, do the litmus test. If not for the opportunity, do people use the product and service, and is it priced right in the marketplace? So yes, there's billions of people paying for backup already. And yes, we're priced right because we have 3 times the value of the competition. So that's what keeps us stable. The other thing too is, you know, we're not the type of company, we're when it comes to the money, we're very uber conservative. You know, I get it. You know, when you've got the Bugatti and 3 Lambos in the driveway and all that kind of stuff, the lifestyle is there. But that's what takes some companies very high, and then they end up, you know, not succeeding because they overspend on the lifestyle. I think people have seen enough of the lifestyle, and they'd rather put more commissions in their pocket rather than seeing that type of lifestyle all over the world. So we're here to stay. We're here for the long haul. I've been in business for 25 years. Gotbackup's only 2.5 years old. And, you know, sometimes it's the right time in the right place. We know, and I've said from day one, we had challenges the first, you know, year with the product. Now it's becoming a very stable product. And now we're just going to continue to add more and more features. So in a way, it was kind of a blessing in disguise because now we've got that explosive growth happening with a product that's very, very, very good.
I truly believe that. In fact, I want to add on to the comment of Dr. KOA here. It's time to do a global conference. You and I, Joel, we were just talking about this a couple of days ago, where that would be the next step, because we have an international team all over the world, and it's very it's not necessarily cost efficient for people to travel to come to the United States, not only understanding that there was a lot of situations when it comes to coming to the United States from different parts of the world, and it could be very expensive, not even just the flight and the hotels, but the visas and everything else. So having an event globally, I think that would be definitely be a next step. And you're perfectly positioned to do that right from the office. You have a 10,000 square feet data center where one segment there could be used for, to do virtual events. So I think that would be something really to consider. So in moving on to the next question here, one of the biggest trends of gotbackup, it's its culture. How do you see the community evolving as more countries come online, which is kind of tying up to what we were talking about a moment ago, is what value most as we grow, as we continue to grow, right? What's the value that matters the most to you, Joel?
It's the culture and the leadership. You know what I mean? Like, years ago, I'm good friends with Shane Moran and Holton Buggs. And I went to one of their events, and this was many, many years ago, like 15 years ago. And they said it all starts with the right leadership in each country. And I see that happening now with us. Even though they were, you get advice like that, when you start to see it, you start to really realize that the culture begins with great leadership in each organization and in each country. And so we see good leadership, obviously amazing leadership in Ghana. We've got some decent leadership in the Philippines. So again, to our North American market, guys, you find one good, strong leader in any country and your downline can explode all over that country. And that's exactly what's happened for you guys and so forth. So the culture is built from the top down, not the bottom up. So when you have us, at the top, the community is very, very strong. And that community starts with the right leadership and the right generals in place. Guys, all you need is one general in your downline and it can totally, totally change your life.
And it's the time to become the general yourself, every single person, I don't see every single person who is here on the webinar or in our gotbackup project has the same potential, just the same potential. It's just taking actions. And, I couldn't agree more to this amazing Ghanaian leadership. And if you saw them in person, how jelly, how pumped they are, they're like one piece all together. And those people, they're extremely busy people. They are surgeons, they are doctors, they are academical doctors. Mm-hmm. They speak on all kind of events. They are very, very, very busy people, and they're still doing it because they believe in what they are doing. They don't have to do that. They choose to do that. So it's every single affiliate in our system has the same potential to become his own general.
I totally agree with you. And Tammy, feel free to add. Well, one of the things that's very important, folks, as you are listening to this session, by the way, if you like what you hear, smash that like button, folks. Let's tell the algorithm that you like the information so we can help other people to check this out. What's important here, folks, it's leadership. It's all about leadership. It's not about recruiting 1,000 members. It's awesome if you can do that, and I commend you to do it. But if you can bring someone that can lead others, that it's worth liquid gold. And this is one of the reasons why Tammy have had so much success in this business is we tend to want to be led towards generals. The generals will bring the soldiers. And this is how we build a business. But one thing you need to understand, building it just online, it's awesome to attract, but you also have to build a relationship. Mm-hmm. And you reinforce the relationship by meeting people face to face. This is why I was so proud to see Joel and Eve going to Ghana to meet people face to face, because now they see that they're real. They're not just some fictional characters that people made up. They're real people. And this is what our industry is all about. It's about that personal connection. So Tammy, you want to get to the next question, and feel free to add if you.
Yeah, that's how I love network marketing, because network marketing grooms people. I know that we started at the very beginning and we needed that nurturing. We needed that mentorship to get to where we are today. And of course, we took a lot of courses along the way to develop the skills and to be able to train those skills with the organization. And the key is, I want, with the next question, I really want to tap into what Joel said about timing. Timing couldn't be better right now. You guys, don't stop sitting on your hands. Seriously, it's time to get this rolling in any market, because like you said, there's so much value in the product. Everybody's using it anyways. And it's just a matter of making a decision, whether you want to run with this or you want to continue sitting back and watching other cultures, other groups evolving, like you're seeing right now in Ghana. They're excited. They're flying with this. Why? Because they caught the vision. They caught the vision. They understand timing. And that's why we joined Got Backup. I mean, we love Joel. We've known him for a long time. We got to meet Eve and spend some quality time at your place together.
And we love Eve also.
Yes, for sure.
But if we were selling Betamax tapes or VHS, you wouldn't have joined the opportunity.
Exactly. Exactly. So when you said, you know, you guys got to see this, when we looked at it, we're like, oh my gosh, we got to be part of this. And we understand timing, because Chris and I hit timing in other companies and with a product that nobody heard of, and we just flew with that. And we built simplicity actions that no matter how busy people are, surgeons, whatever people are doing, no matter how busy you are, if you can do these few little steps, you can duplicate it. Mm-hmm. And people need to duplicate small things. Don't think you need to be the superstar, because if you're a superstar, it's because many people are doing many things, right? Yep. It's the team. It's everybody coming together with that excitement and vision and doing the work. So, you know, question 4 was, you know, many team members around the world, they dream of this. They all see other people succeeding. They dream of it, but you got to make that decision. Okay. And so what are the core habits from your perspective? Because you guys seen a lot, and momentum activities that you've seen among leaders who are rising faster than anybody else out there?
You know, Tammy, let me just add a little bit before answering to this, and maybe I will just continue. This is what we experienced in a very short period, like we stayed in Ghana, 6 days. So there was this amazing person, Vivian. Her name was Vivian. And of course, she's under Dr. Kiwe's supervision, okay? She's extremely shy, very quiet person. She joined Got Backup a month ago, okay? We just happened to meet her, and I was very excited to see her. And I can see why people want to be around Dr. Kiwe, the energy, the vibe. He's just walking this, you know.
And many others,
Oh, yeah. But this is just the why I want to.
That moment.
Yeah, this is what I want to try, because Vivian's the perfect person who maybe even answers to the question of Tammy. So, and Dr. Kiwe is it's just the action, you have to do it, you can do it. You know what, Vivian, within those 6 days that we were there, she signed up 4 people. 4 people. So it just taken that step by step every day, overcoming your shyness, overcoming your, whatever the case may be. You know, if you have a great product, I don't see why would I was just stunned. Kudos to every single leader in Ghana, in any, every time we see a new person sign up, a new person, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's awesome. That's great. That person just took action, and it's all it takes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The core difference I saw and witnessed is because I see it in our database and so forth, is a lot of people are so hungry for the sale that they just keep trying to generate sales. And what I saw there, the core difference to create duplication is they take their new sponsor literally by the hand. They talk to their direct sponsors on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. And that's so easy to do, guys, compared to network marketing 25 years ago. So they have their little WhatsApp app group or their little Telegram group, not a big group, just a group of their direct sponsors. And that's it. And so we saw Vivian get groomed, who was very shy. And because of that grooming and because I was there from my day one, when I started network marketing, I couldn't wrap my head around my own value that I could bring to the table, because I don't have any value. I'm a newbie. I don't know anything. What can I bring to the table? When you just bring your kindness and your love and your energy, mm-hmm. It doesn't mean to have to know Got Backup. Again, everybody was wonderful, but Dr. Solomon, he's like the Energizer Bunny. It's oh my gosh, no wonder people are attracted to that guy. So that was the core difference that I saw. They were creating duplication by letting know that their new members that you didn't make a buy, you made a really good buying decision, and we're going to take you by the hand, and we're going to show the value that you bring to the marketplace, and we're going to help you duplicate. And that, because duplication tends to stop when you don't have that leadership there. You know, they're just going for sale after sale after sale after sale instead of grooming the people that they bring in to create that duplication. That was the main difference I saw.
I totally agree. And folks, again, just to capture the essence here, duplication is the engine that is the nucleus of the growth that you're going to see in your organization. It's about duplicating the small steps, keep things simple, and making that connection. I'm sure many of you have heard the saying that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that is really the essence of our business. That's why Tammy and I spend a lot of time with each leaders as we bring them on board.
Mm-hmm.
And once they've been acquainted with all the information and the getting started steps, and they start duplicating that, they won't need you anymore. They'll just expand.
Yeah.
The one thing I do recommend, though, as you become a leader and grow as a leader, always remain humble. Always remember where you come from. And there's another one. This always remain humble. Always remember where you come from, and always remain a student.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that's very important. Doesn't matter how big you get. Doesn't matter how rich you get. Doesn't matter how strong you become. These three principles, Tammy and I know and I know that you and Eve, Joel.
Another one, Chris, that I want to add, because this one's really, really important. Time will promote you or expose you.
All the time.
It never fails. It never fails. So when you're doing good things for people, you're going to get recognized as being a great leader. But if you're not doing things out of integrity, we drilled this into the people we were grooming in Africa like 12 plus years ago, when we would go in. And I want to talk about these leaders too, because we remember them when we initially went in to Africa, and they were the best students, Joel. These guys were sitting in the front row, all of them, Dr. Kowe, Solomon, all of them, Enyonam, oh my gosh. I mean, all of you guys were sitting in the front row being great students. And this is a message for every single one of you to show up, to learn, and take what you learn and put it into action, because they've done it tenfold for years and years and years. And they groomed into incredible leadership over time. And it doesn't happen overnight, you guys. You got to start somewhere. We all start new. And when you start to grow into leadership, recognize that you were new before. Don't let that get to your head.
Mm-hmm.
You were new. So you need to go to the new people and elevate those new people into leadership. So yeah.
It goes back to those saying, remember where you come from, always remain a student, always remain humble. That is something. Joel, you're about to share something?
Yeah, I was just, to solidify what you're both saying, I've seen some leadership turn into dictatorship, and that doesn't last very long.
Mm-mm.
Empower those other people, and so forth. And it's like you said, it's remaining very, very humble.
Yes.
And, we were humble. I mean, we got off the airplane, and the welcome that we got, even I were shy. We're like, oh my gosh, all those people are there for us, and then we got sashed with beautiful, Ghanaian culture material and so forth. And, that came from a very warm, humble leadership team there.
Exactly.
I felt it. I saw it. And like you said, always remain a student. I've been doing this just as long as you, Chris, has, but in a different way,
Yes.
and I learned a lot. I learned a ton in those 6 days for sure.
And trust me, we're learning from you guys a lot too. Digitizing ourselves is something that's been, it's something that sometimes it's a bit of an acquired taste, always being in front of the camera, but it's necessary, right? So,
Yeah.
And I want to take this opportunity, folks, to understand the core activity that you need. If you're listening to this and you're brand new, you're not sure what to do, I don't have anybody in my team yet. Listen, what you need to focus on is your core activity. What is that? Anybody here would like to share this into the comment? What is the core activity that we do in gotbackup? And let me speed this up here by giving you an answer. It's copper. Copper. What is a copper? one person on your left team, one person on your right team. You do that. And everybody you bring in, those two people, make sure they understand what they need to do. Core. Bring left, one right. And if everybody does that, folks, it's the multiplication of 2 on a daily basis. What happens in 30 days? Right? It becomes millions. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen to you. What I'm saying is that's the law of numbers. That's the core. It's a $10 a month product. Now, personally, if I was you, I would go for the Pro because it has everything you need to build your business and then some. And that's $20 a month. So, and I know there's some things that are coming up, and I'll keep that at the end here, Joel. You may want to touch on it briefly. But let me just step into the fifth question here is, when you look at, 12 to 24 months into the future, what do you see for gotbackup in terms of we're kind of getting there into new technology, global expansion, and the impact that this opportunity can have on the entire community wherever you are in the world?
Okay.
Go ahead, Eve.
No, I think it's for you to answer. But yeah, Christian, we always listen to our customers, and that's the reason why we switched from the very first version of gotbackup to now, not even switched, but progressively, advanced it and made it so much better, So it will never change. We will always listen to our customers, what they need, how does it work, and we will always go along with that. We will never let fail our customers. So Johan, maybe just go ahead and give more details.
Yeah, there's no doubt that, in the coming, my goal by the end of next year is to have at least 500,000 users, without a doubt. And, again, I'm a product person first. I truly believe in the core of my heart, only a great product creates opportunity. And, now that the product is stable and working well, it doesn't mean we're done. We're going to add feature after feature after feature. Like, I wasn't a big WhatsApp user until I went to Ghana. Now I'm using WhatsApp every day because I realized how popular it was there. And one person came up to me and said, hey, in the mobile app, could you create a feature where it automatically saves your WhatsApp contacts and messages? Sure, why not? So these are features like that we'll continue to add that will just make it very, very more and more sticky, the product, and so forth. And I think that's the key. And yeah, it really does come down to what you already said, Chris. We've said it 1,000 times on every webinar, but to experience it, help your team become copper. That's it. And that, and there again, coming back to Vivian, and there's others. There was another person too, Sabina, real estate agent, kind of quiet and stuff, and then come to find out that she's a rock star behind the scenes. She's already Ruby. You know what I mean? And so the main thing because I've been in the network marketing on the internet, the digital side for a long time. The missing ingredient, guys, I'm going to say this to everybody again, it's so simple, is the teams there stay in touch with their direct referrals on a daily basis. Hey, you need help with this, you need help with that, whatever. And saying you're too busy is not the case, because as Eve said, there's PhDs there, there's medical doctors there, there's people that already work 60 hours a week there in their conventional job and are still dumping another 10 to 15 to 20 hours or more into their gotbackup business, not recruiting, but helping their new recruits recruit to become copper.
Yeah, exactly.
That's simple. It's that simple. But people just miss the boat. In internet marketing, people miss the boat. I see that. Where's my traffic? Where's my conversions? Where's my traffic? Where's my conversions? Versus saying traffic, conversions, I have a new member. I'm going to pick up the phone and give that person a call, my brand new team member. That's the missing component that I saw that they take care of really, really well there.
And I think when a new person comes on board and sees that, huge support system, they feel more confident too, like, okay, I have this amazing sponsor who will explain to me this amazing webinars that Tammy and Christian are doing on a weekly basis. And they feel like when they are surrounded by amazing people like that, they feel more confident to give it a try too. So yes, it's very important to
and one more thing I wanted to say that it just reminded me from you, even I didn't mean to cut you off, is when you create that culture and you work with your direct sponsors. We had many people, because as you guys know, we're a little over 2 years old now. We had many people in Ghana who came up to us who said, yeah, I'm into my second year. And I said, well, have you made any money yet? And they're like, you know what? Here's the difference. I renewed my membership because, one, I love the product, but two, they put the blame on themselves, not on everybody else. They're like, I have an amazing sponsor, but it was me that got disconnected for the year. I didn't do a whole lot, but now that I've come to the event and I've met you and Eve, now I'm getting engaged, whereas a lot of people will see drop off after a year because they never stayed in touch with those people. Mm-hmm. They felt like they were, left out in the dust and they didn't have that leadership, that mentorship, that direct. How many, we hear it all the time. My sponsor sucks. I can't get a hold of my sponsor. Whereas with these teams, their sponsors are absolutely amazing. And they teach that to, okay, you have one sponsor, take care of that person. Just take care of them. It's your newborn baby, create that relationship. If you have a newborn and you leave them out, they're not going to survive. It's the same thing. If you sign up people, take care of them. That's the main difference that I saw. And that's why the duplication is strong and the culture is strong, because, as I wrote in my email, we went there to see colleagues and we left with a family. Seriously, we left with a family. We left with a family that, I don't do this often, but at our leadership dinner, I gave every single one of those people my personal cell phone number. Why? They're part of my family now. Not everybody got backup gets my personal cell phone number, but when I saw what they were doing, it's like, I'm here to serve you guys as well, because I know you're 100% dedicated and I love the way you take care of each other. So I'm here to help take care of anything that you guys need.
Brilliant. And Tom, I know you had a question here, which is in line with what we were saying earlier. Maybe you came in after, or you can go back, listen to the recording. And you and I did answer this correctly. We have trainings galore for the past 2 years. Just go on Saturday training on the playlist and just look at the menus, from compensation plan, from back office training. What do I need to do? What are the steps? And how do you become profitable? How do you create momentum? There's 2 years of training in there that you can listen to. And the fact here is, again, just to summarize, folks, the things that you need to do. And Tammy and I have been exposed to, I know some of you are aware of the Eric Worre going on this weekend. We've been exposed to his stuff for 4 years, privately mentored. And I'm telling you, it's very repetitive, but there's a reason for that.
To new people, it's not, right?
Exactly. To new people, it is not. And the reason why we've made millions in this business, it's because we've been applying these things. And what you're hearing today, coming from Joel and Eve and Tammy and I, this is what you need to do. It's very simple. It's all about exposure after exposure. Once people are in, get them started. How do you get them started? Make sure they understand what are the steps and point into the tools for them to learn how to invite, how to prospect. It's all there. Everything is there. So please don't blame your upline or the person that brought you in to use that as an excuse for your failure. Again, Joel said earlier, it is you have to take responsibility for your decision. This is what Tammy and I have done, right? So we are our own uplines. You have to become that. But at the beginning, take advantage of everything that's offered to you. So last question I'd like to
definitely plug in. I just want to add to that, Chris, because I always think about my experience when I was very, very new at this. And when I first came into the industry, the person who sponsored me, she quit.
Yeah, I remember.
Before I even got started. And then her sponsor quit before, like in that period. And then that person's sponsor quit. So here I am. I just get started in the industry. And what do? I could have quit, right? I could quit like everybody else. But I decided I was going to search for the people who are actively growing, and I was going to reach out for support. And I would show up at every single meeting. I would show up at every single training. And I committed to that, started signing a bunch of people on board. And I started to get excited when I started creating some momentum. And then I got a phone call, which was really, that was my personal key point of running. Was they called me up and they said, I heard about you. How you doing, Taminator? And I'm like, oh my God, somebody recognized
that was a nickname,
me.
the Taminator.
Somebody recognized me, and I'm just nobody whose sponsors have quit. And that made the world of difference for me, that somebody was there even watching that I was making some efforts. And today we're constantly grooming, because you have to groom your people. They need support. And we didn't have that, but I didn't quit. I made a decision. I was going all the way. I was staying in network marketing, and I was going to prove to everybody that this industry works, and we did.
So this is awesome. So Joel, just before I get to the last question, because I know some folks might be wondering, how do you see the future of technology with gotbackup? I know you're working on something, and there's probably some limited things you can share, but just to give people a sense of direction where we're going with the future of gotbackup.
Well, definitely, you know, AI is everything now. So we'll be implementing a lot of AI tools in the near future, more automation tools. I mean, the main key thing is like Eve said, is listening to our customer base. I've always done okay by, you know, sometimes people will create a product and then hope that people like the product, versus I've always created our products and created our features based on the needs and wants of the marketplace. So we always look at everybody's wish list, and so the evolution of the product is going to be 100% based on what people want to see. So there's been AI things, there's been some aspects of, you know, saving certain functions in the app and so forth. And I mean, the whole world, like, some people are nervous too, because they're like, can AI destroy my gotbackup business? You know, because, you know, people are nervous, right? We know there's going to be a lot of jobs taken from AI in the coming years. Here's one thing that will never go away. No matter what changes on the internet or AI, which is intellectual property, right? You can't create a perfect picture on AI of the memory of your daughter being born. You still know it's an AI picture. It's not the real memory or the real event, right? So pictures and contracts and memories, those are intellectual properties that will never go away, which will solidify the business more and more and more. And as the internet becomes faster and faster and faster, you know, like, you know, the internet in Ghana was quite fast, but what I found there is it would drop a lot. You know, it's not quite as stable as it is here, or maybe it was just the hotel internet. I don't know. But as the internet becomes faster and more stable, like, it's going to be, well, it already is the main mode of communication, but it's going to solidify the need for cloud storage more and more and more, because you're going to have something on your phone and then it's just going to instantly go to the cloud, or everything's going to be stored on the cloud, where you're going to have a very, very small hard drive on your phone. And, you know, like, when you're playing, what I'm saying is, when you're playing on your phone, you're literally not even playing locally on your phone anymore. You're accessing your own cloud storage, because it's instantly accessible as the internet gets better and better.
Yeah,
you know, like,
I can see that.
Look at the internet today, right? Because it's good enough, here we can do video conferencing anywhere in the world. When I first got online with dial-up internet, there was no YouTube. There wasn't even a single video online, because it would have taken 20 minutes just to watch the first 5 seconds of a video. So as the internet infrastructure continues to get better and better and better, and you look at things like Starlink, right, where now you can have the fastest internet in the world in the middle of the Amazon rainforest, that's where things are going. And that solidifies our business model more and more and more.
You know, you just remind me of something, Joel. It makes me feel a little old. I remember when we were dealing with dial-up, and you would dial the phone number. It was a rotary, you know, where you put your finger in the hole and you rotate and you wait, right? You would dial that. You would take your phone. The moment you start hearing that little creachy, like a fax sound, you stick it into the phone holder to be able to connect. And sometimes it was not fast enough. I had to do it again to be able to get a connection. I mean, some of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. That was the dial-up days. And then, of course, then it was those weird modem that made funny noises. But that's really interesting. So moving on to the last question here, Joel, is maybe in a few sentences, you and Eve, what message would you like to give to everybody in gotbackup around the world who's ready to step into their leadership and create true financial freedom.
They're in the right place at the right time. You know,
Yes,
we don't want to be 5 or 10 years from now where everybody's already using cloud storage somewhere else. You know,
Yes.
we don't want to be at that $1 trillion per year industry in 10 years and people go, coulda, shoulda, wished I hadda, but I didn't type of thing.
Yeah, like the same, like you keep giving an example with the Bitcoin. Should we all knowing like 10 years ago that Bitcoin will be like $300 worth when it was like pennies back then, everybody would have bought it, right? But people like, we'll see how it goes, and many missed the opportunities. So yes, and again, we're talking about $9.97 a month. It's the product that you need, right? Either you are taking actions to push it or not, and be your own general, create your own system to support your community in this, to support your affiliates, because every single affiliate knows what works in his community, right? Based on the culture of the country, where they live, and the lifestyle and so on. So yeah, there's nothing that holds. If you own this, there's nothing that holds you back to not be successful with this product.
Yeah, and the, just to show everybody where it's going, there was a statistics that I read, whether it's factual or not, but it's very compelling, is the amount of data that's created each year is more data that's created in the past 10 years. So in other words, the amount of data that we created in 2025 is more than what we created from 2018 till that point. The amount of data that's going to be created in 2026 is going to be more than what 2025, 24, 23, 22, and 21 created, because that's where the world's going, right? So there's just going to be a larger and larger and larger need for storage. I remember, just put it in perspective, I remember watching an interview with Bill Gates, or it was on radio or something a long time ago, and he had a floppy disk, and he said, which is only 30 megabytes. And he said back then, you will never need more storage than what's on this little disk here right now. And that was 30 megabytes, So now 6 terabytes sounds like a lot of data storage. Who knows, in 10 years, we might be saying we're offering 100 terabytes per person, in the future, because that's the need that they're going to have in the future. And of course, the cost won't really go up much more because, hard drive, like right now, we can get a 10 terabyte drive for our server room for about $99. Maybe in 10 years, 100 terabyte drive might cost $99, So the amount of data is insane. And one last thing I'll say too, just on the consumption of data, watching video is a consumption of data. Get this. Over 2,700 years of video is watched on YouTube every single day. 2,700 years of video is watched on YouTube every day, which shows that the whole world is going digital, and that digital is data.
Brilliant. So as we come to an end here, folks, and really appreciate all of you with your wonderful comments and everything else. Understand, gotbackup have created a new division when it comes to a network marketing product, and take advantage of this. Back, Eve, what you were saying about Bitcoin. I remember looking at Bitcoin; it was $300 US. It went up as high as $125,000 US, one Bitcoin. So my point here, folks, is when momentum hits, it will blow you away. And the cloud storage is already on its way. In 2022, the revenue were about $90 billion. They're predicting in 2030 close to $500 billion. My question to you is, how much of that do you want into your wallet? That's what we're talking about here. So right now, if you go back to Bitcoin again in this analogy, everybody thought I was stupid. Excuse me the expression. It's a digital coin. What is this worth? And it went up to 125,000 Canadian, or around the amount anyway. US, excuse me. Big difference. 125,000 US, one Bitcoin. So, folks, at the end of the day, sometimes you have to look at the signs and the indicators that are out there that are telling you, hey, listen, this is somewhere you need to focus on. That's what we're telling you. This is what this call is all about. This webinar is all about here today. I'm still in the 80s with doing calls and conference calls. So So the fact here is take advantage of this. This is massive. I know, Tammy, if there's anything you want to share as we end this session.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of the comments here, and yeah, at the end of the day, it's show up, because a lot of people that are brand new, they're asking questions on the trainings that we teach all of this stuff every single Saturday, and they're all recorded. Maybe Chris, you can share that link on the Saturday training so that they can look through it and get familiar with it. And I think next Saturday, Chris, we should do a basic understanding of your back office, go through that basics again, because I'm seeing a lot of people signing up. We're seeing a lot of notifications. Many people are signing up. So put it in your calendar, you guys. Next Saturday, we're going to go through the basics. And you still, even if you're an existing member, you still need to know your basics. You know why? Because you need to teach it, right? So you need to get your people started right. So show up and learn how to do this so you can help other people grow.
And you know what Tammy's telling you all, folks, is what Tammy does. I was talking to Chris yesterday, and I said, "Oh, check this on Tammy's computer." And he said, "Well, she's in a meeting teaching somebody the lead capture system." Mm-hmm. And 2 years ago, like email marketing to you, Tammy, was like so foreign.
I knew
right?
nothing.
And now you're teaching people how to use the lead capture system, which is awesome. And now for you, the lead capture system is second nature, right? Yeah. When you look at something the first time, it's like rocket science. You're like, oh my God, I'm so confused. But if you actually take a little bit of time and put a couple hours into it, you'll know what you'll know it inside and out. Everything seems hard at first, and then you master it. And then, guys, once you master those things, like I'm sure Tammy, when teaching lead capture system, is talking with conviction because she knows exactly what she's talking about. You know, like that's the key. Learn your product and work with your direct referrals to become copper. It's really that simple. You know, we see comments in here. What are the different packages that gotbackup has? Go to gotbackup and read the website. There's a packages link. There you go. You can see the packages that we offer. Oh, how do I use the lead capture system? Log in. Those orange buttons throughout the whole members area. Watch those videos.
That's how I learned.
Those videos even exist, right? It's really that simple, guys.
And you don't have to spend, because, you know, like I know myself, if I see something new and I start like getting to that, like I'm talking about learning either new system or whatever, I get a little bit overwhelmed. Oh my goodness, that sounds so complicated. But then I'm like, okay, Eve, calm down. You don't have to do it all today, just little by little, step by step. Like it's all accessible for you 24/7. So you don't have to, oh my goodness, I'm going to do it all now, learn everything. No, because it will just overwhelm you. So, but if you put, let's say, even 15, 20 minutes every single day, then guess what? Every single day, you know more than you knew yesterday. You get more confident. You get more familiar with everything. And once you're confident and familiar with your back office, with your product, it's really easy to push it. You know, you go, I don't know, and to see your friends, like, hey, do you see what I'm using? And you just show it, right? It's like, anyway, it's little steps each day, and that's it.
Absolutely. And just to share you guys here, there we go. Remove ad. Here we go. So this is the link that I just posted. This is where all the trainings are, folks. There's everything you need. And if you're brand new, you have no idea what's going on, go through the Success Cycle series. And there's really 5 modules here: prospecting, inviting, following up, third-party credibility, handling objections. Folks, listen, there's nothing missing here. So if you got in, I know, Fred, you mentioned that you just started Monday and your sponsor never contacted you. Again, this is very common. You're not the only one. There's millions of people that got involved in network marketing that are dealing with the exact same situation. You just need to make a decision. First of all, decide that you're going to do this, and just go to the link that I just provided here in the chat. And if you, again, you can always go back to the recording and just click on the links that are showing. My point here is this: there's nothing missing for you. It's all in the mindset. The concept, again, I want to repeat this because that is really important. That's our core work in gotbackup. It's copper. Everything is based on copper. You reach all the way up to Black Diamond. If you don't know what that means, that's the highest rank in gotbackup, just by duplicating coppers. And by doing that, your volume will grow, the number of your team will grow, and you'll start qualifying for the requirement and the ranks automatically, because by default, everybody that comes in brings 2. That's the key. That's the core. You don't have to worry about anything else, I should say, if you focus on your team. Stay in touch with them. Make sure they understand what the tools are, and show up for the presentation. If you don't know how to present or you're not comfortable presenting, show up Wednesday night. Every Wednesdays, we have a company presentation. Tammy and I do one on Friday. I know that the African team have different presentations throughout the week, multiple times a week. And there's different people. And if there's none in your language, here's a clue. Listen to the English version to understand the process, and then duplicate it in your own language. And ChatGPT can translate everything very, very close to perfect, whatever language, because I've been confirmed. So the fact is, the translation is wonderful. So there's nothing missing here, folks. So in conclusion, the session today was really to give you some light, maybe for you at the end of the tunnel, knowing that there is a future here. There's a future for you. You have to make the decision. We're moving forward, and this is not stopping. The train has started, but there's a lot of time to get in the wagon. Just get on and learn the process. Don't use the fact that the upline or the person that brought you in is not in contact with you as a justification for, I'm not making money, it's not working. We are providing everything you need that an upline would. And if your upline leader is close to you, well, that community, utilize that community. I cannot stress this enough. So any last words anybody wants to share as we end the session today?
I just shared a couple links. Tom was asking, where do I see the success series? So I put that direct link there. And then he said, where do we get all the other videos? So I gave you the direct link to the YouTube channel, which, by the way, guys, by watching this, you're on the Global Virtual Opportunities YouTube channel right now. So all you have to do is click on the Global Virtual Opportunities, which is our parent company, by the way, for people who are new. Global Virtual Opportunities made gotbackup. So yeah, watch the videos, and again, just I see so many things in network marketing where, like, the product's important, guys. You know what I mean? And our product is unique, and it's by spreading the word of the product that's going to build you a great organization and so forth. So I just forgot what I was going to say, because we're still a little bit jet lagged, like going in 6. I was saying that to Chris yesterday. I just had a senior moment because we were there for 6 days. We almost got on that time zone, and then we're flying back here. So we're a little bit foggy. So I apologize, guys. I feel embarrassed for having another.
No, you're totally fine. It's in fact, I think we got some wonderful feedback on the session here today. And every Saturdays, folks, and here's the thing, make sure that your team is plugged in. If your team is not plugged in to some kind of a source, it becomes dull from their point of view, because there's nothing new, there's no information, nothing's changing. Plug them into a training session, plug them into the Wednesday session, plug them into any of the presentation that your leadership is hosting. You do not need just to attend ours. Go to your leaders' sessions. That's what we tell you. And the more we have presentation, what I love to see is presentation going on around the clock, 24/7 a day, 7 days a week, because we have 195 countries around the world with different time zones and different languages. It's a simple presentation, and just go out there and get started. Just keep exposing information. And if you're downline, there was a comment from someone, I think it was Jim, maybe not Jim, it was someone else, that nobody's doing anything. That means you have some recruiting to do. Work with the willing. When you try to kick a dead horse, I'm sorry, it's not going to move. Look for the willing. And the people that are ready to work, they are going to chase you. I'm not kidding. They are going to chase you. And don't be annoyed by that. Embrace it. Make sure they get what they need so they can run on their own. That's how we work. Not just by signing them up and move on to the next one. I'm telling you, you can open countries with one person.
Yeah.
If the person has the right mindset, the right attitude, and you don't know, they might be a social media. You don't know. My point here is, if nobody's doing anything in your team, sometimes you also have to look at yourself. Are you doing anything? or you're just expecting your team to feed you? So sorry, I may sound a little bit like Eric.
No.
Right
I mean, no, Chris,
hardcore. Go ahead, Joel.
There has to be tough love sometimes, because it's just telling the truth, and the tough love comes because we care.
Exactly.
0 plus 0 plus 0 will always equal 0. So when you said make sure your team is plugged in, something came to mind in my head, meaning, are you plugged in as well? Don't expect your team to be plugged in if you're not plugged in. And part of plugging in is creating a family relationship with your direct sponsors or your downline. And if you don't have a downline yet, and your upline is one of those terrible people that are just like all over the place, then just make a promise to yourself that you're not going to be like that. The resources are there. You could spend a couple hours on the YouTube channel going through the Success Cycle series, a couple other of the videos on there, and you're going to become your own individual expert, literally like that, and be able to help others. There's no doubt about it.
Wonderful.
I just want to add one more thing, because often you're going to hear my spouse is not supporting me. We should do a training just on that. It's like, it's unbelievable that we allow other people to affect us when we're trying to build a business. You need to put your like the horses, right? In horse racing, you need to put your blinders on and you need to move forward, because in their mind, they're just protecting you. Right? They don't want you to do it because they don't want you to get hurt. You got to go out there. You got to fall down. You got to get up. You got to fall down. You got to get up, and you got to keep moving, because I can guarantee you when money starts coming in, they're going to be like, oh, wow, she's so amazing, or he's so amazing, you know, and then all of a sudden you guys are going to a nice dinner, or you're going for massages, or you're going on a short weekend trip or something. You got to be strong. When you have a spouse that doesn't support, you got to keep going.
Make the money.
Yes.
And pay their meal. I assure you they'll support you. So, hey, folks, listen.
Eve, you're paying for tonight's meal then. You make all the money, okay?
I'll pay for your margarita as well, okay?
There you go. $15 a
Coming to join
margarita. So everybody, listen, have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend. Plug into the system, folks. There's a lot of resources there. You just need to show up for class. So have a good one. Thank you so much, everybody.
Everyone. Thank you so much.
Love you all, guys. Thanks for
Bye.
your time. Chris and Tammy, amazing session. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.